Good morning, good morning. It's good to be with you today. I'll invite us to begin in song as we're breathing together, singing together. This song's probably familiar to many of you, but we're going to sing it in a little bit of a different way, adding pieces at a time. So at first, we're just going to sing Come, Come, and that's it. Just Come, Come. It'll sound like this. Come, 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 come. Just settle into that. Come, 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 come. Just notice yourself breathing. Come, come, and arriving here. Come, 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 come. Then we'll add come, come, whoever you are. Come, come. Here we go. Come, come, whoever you are. 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 All right, wanderer, worshiper, lover of leaving. Here we go. Come, come, whoever you are. Wanderer, worshiper, lover of leaving. Come, come, whoever you are, wanderer, worshiper, lover of leaving. Ours is no caravan of despair, come yet again, come. We're going to put it all together. Here we go. Come, come, whoever you are, wanderer, worshiper, lover of leaving. Ours is no caravan of despair. Come yet again, come. Keep singing that. Come, come, 1,000 times. Broken your vows 1,000 times. So you've broken your vows 1,000 times. Come yet again, come. Come, come, whoever you are. Broken your vows 1,000 times. So you've broken your vows 1,000 times. Come yet again, come. Come yet again, come. Come yet again, come. One more time. Come yet again, come.
Good morning. Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Church of Boulder. My name is Diana Maiden, and it is my pleasure to serve as your worship leader on this lovely autumn day. Haven't you enjoyed the leaves this fall? One thing I really value about this congregation is our delight in welcoming a variety of spiritual thinkers to our pulpit. This morning, it is my pleasure to welcome Christopher Watkins Lamb, whom many of you already know. Christopher, who uses the pronouns they, them, is an eco-chaplain, song leader, and spiritual care practitioner in Fort Collins, Colorado. They currently serve as chaplain supervisor at the Poudre Valley Hospital, providing multi-faith and belief spiritual care to staff, patients, and families. Their ministry is focused on somatic soul care in service to ecological community. I look forward to hearing from them this morning. If you are joining us online, please fill out a visitor form in the link in the description. We'd love to connect with you. Some of us are bringing our best selves to this space this morning. Some of us are bringing our struggling selves. All of us are welcome here, and all of us are loved. Some of us already have open hearts, and some of us aren't quite there yet, because our hearts have been somewhat beat up this week, and we might have forgotten how to trust and to open. Your heart is welcome here. No matter how bruised, we welcome you among us. All of us are imperfect, but we're here to drop our defenses and trust what happens in worship is powerful and life-giving. Together we affirm that this day and our being together can make each of us braver, more compassionate, and wiser than when we woke up this morning. We welcome you here. Each week when we gather, we light our chalice, just as thousands of other congregations around this country. It's a symbol of our Unitarian Universalist past, present, and future. It's a visible reminder of our interconnection. We are not bound together by creed, a specific list of things that we all believe exactly the same way. We are united by shared values expressed in our 7 principles and by the commitments we make to each other about what makes this community. Will you join in saying the words of our mission as we light the chalice this morning? We gather in fellowship to connect bravely, deepen spiritually, embody justice, and always love.
Good morning. Before I start our story, take a deep breath with me. Do one more just because why not? And feel free to let out some noise. And as we settle into this space, feel your feet on the ground. Notice the texture of your socks. Feel your seat in your chair. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Rachel Alba. I'm the Director of Religious Education here. I don't usually wear a pig onesie, but the kids were invited to be in costume this morning. And so are the adults. AD is taking that responsibility on very seriously. And I have a story for you this morning about a singing bowl. There was once a singing bowl who loved to sing, just like a singing bowl does. Josie, do you want to hit it for me? No. And it loved its job of singing. But like all of us, it lived a life that wasn't perfect. And so every once in a while, some not so great things would happen to it. Does anyone want to list something that was not so great? Oh my gosh, it got dropped? Well, that's a bummer. But it's a singing bowl, so it was like, I've got to keep doing my thing of being a singing bowl. And so it got dropped, and it just moved forward. Maybe it's like me, and it read an article in the news this morning that it did not like. A couple of them. Maybe 10. Anyone else have anything else they want to add to this? Somebody said something back there. Fred, was that you? No. Anyone have anything else they want to put in the singing bowl? Any other? Soup? There was some soup.
It got a grape that was really sour.
It got a sour grape. Ew. We're putting only negative things in the singing bowl right now. Though I appreciate that. We can put some hope in there too. It just won't be. It got tarnished. Oh, man. Anyway, so our singing bowl was getting a little full of some negative things, and it tried to do its job. Dear, do you want to hit the singing bowl for me? Let's see how it sounds now. Does anyone else want to try to see if they can get it better? So it noticed it could still sing a little, but it didn't quite feel the same. And at a certain point, he was talking to his meditation teacher, and his meditation teacher said, this is great. You're like moving through things without like being so like moved by them emotionally. And he was like, okay, maybe that's okay, but still couldn't do the things the singing bowl really loved to do. And eventually the singing bowl decided that what needed to happen was maybe to actually feel everything. So one by one, singing bowl took out all 10 of those terrible articles and actually felt exactly how upset the singing bowl was about it. I forget what the other things were. Does anyone have anything? Tarnishing. It looked at itself, noticing that it was aging, and said, I am making peace with the fact that I don't have the body I had 10 years ago. It was dropped. It was making a little bit more okay feelings about the fact that sometimes it wasn't going to be treated exactly the way it wanted to be treated by others. And that wasn't okay, but that it could still feel that pain of maybe not getting invited to the birthday party or not getting to be able to do or be, I'm trying to think of a thing that's little that happens all the time. You walk into a room and you wanted to say hi to somebody and they just ignored you, mostly because they were distracted, not because they don't like you. But it still hurts a little. And then eventually, once the singing bowl went through all of those things, it tried to sing again. And it realized it could do it again. And it made a little promise that next time it would try to feel things as they came up instead of shoving things down.
In the spirit of feeling our feelings and being with ourselves, let's invite us into a centering song. You can take a breath here. This is a call and response, so I'll sing a line and then invite us to sing it together. We are the keepers. We are the keepers of the flame, of the flame. We are the weepers, we are the weepers, nourishing rain, nourishing rain. Ancestors speak now, ancestors speak now, hawk and deer, hawk and deer, earth, wind, water, earth, wind, water, we're right here, we're right, and then humming, We are the keepers, we are the keepers of the light, of the light. With hearts we listen, with hearts we listen. Joy is our guide, joy is our guide. humming. We are the keepers. We are the keepers of the spark, of the spark. Courage inside us, courage inside us, facing the dark, facing the dark. Ancestors speak now, ancestors speak now. Salmon and bear, salmon and bear. Earth, wind, water. Continuing into a time of meditation and stillness, I invite you to just find a comfortable position where you are and take a moment to settle here. Notice your breathing. Together we're going to experience a moment of what it's like to be fully present with no distracting thoughts. Nothing between us and the life we are living here and now. Or that's the idea anyway. No pressure. But in order to do this today, we're going to challenge our brains to try and hold attention to several things at once. And the first thing we'll bring our attention to is stillness. I invite you to try and hold your body still while still, breathing comfortably. We'll just be in stillness for the next 10 seconds. Very good. Now relaxing as we get ready to add in our second thing our brains are going to hold, which is a sound. So I invite you to focus on a sound that you can hear. And now try to hold your body in stillness while focusing on that sound for 10 seconds. Here we go. And now I can relax again as we get ready to add our third and final focus, which is a physical sensation. Pick something that you feel right now. Could be an internal sensation. Could be just noticing your feet on the floor, how you're supported by what you're sitting on. So feeling that and also remembering the sound and also holding the intention to be in stillness. All three of these at once for 10 seconds. Begin now. And you can relax. This practice is a simple way of giving our brains so much to focus on that we're forced into the present moment. And don't worry if you didn't experience anything like that. It's a practice. And a great place to practice this is with any non-human being. You can pick a tree or a pet and just sit with this being and practice getting really present. Being present is not always easy. As we've heard, connects us to whatever's filling our singing bowl, right? Connects us to pain, our own and that of the world. But being present is also where the music is. the sweetness of living, and the possibility of connection. There is a thread which weaves through this gathered community of broken hearts, a fiber of compassion, which comes from knowing and holding and transforming suffering, tying us together as one, an unseen filament that connects every heart, breaking with joy and breaking with sorrow. So each week in the service, we set aside time in ritual to make visible the unseen interconnection of our hopes and concerns. For you gathered in person, I invite you to come forward as you feel so moved. We'll start with the back half of the room, then we'll allow the sides to come forward and the front half here. And as you wait, let your thinking quiet and let your breath steady. Call to mind the sorrows and the joys which weigh you down and lift you up. Silently take a stone in token of all on your heart and place it into the earth, resting in something larger than any of us, a community connected by the concern that we carry. For the blessings and concerns we each carry, we hold this compassionate space with love. Come forward as you are so moved.
The Spell of the Sensuous by David Abram. Late one evening, I stepped out of my little hut in the rice paddies of eastern Bali and found myself falling through space. Over my head, the black sky was rippling with stars, densely clustered in some regions, almost blocking out the darkness between them, and loosely scattered in other areas, pulsing and beckoning to each other. My hut was set in the middle of a large patchwork of rice paddies. The stars themselves glimmered from the surface of the paddies, and the river of light whirled through the darkness underfoot, as well as above. There seemed no ground in front of my feet, only the abyss of star-studded space falling away forever. I was no longer simply beneath the night sky, but also above it. I might perhaps have been able to reorient myself to regain some sense of ground and gravity, were it not for the fact that confounded my senses entirely. Between the galaxies below and the constellations above drifted countless fireflies, their lights flickering like the stars, some drifting up to join the constellations overhead, others like graceful meteors slipping down from above to join the constellations underfoot. And all these paths of light upward and downward were mirrored as well in the still surface of the paddies. I had traveled to Indonesia on a research grant to study magic. The traditional magician acts as an intermediary between the human collective and the larger ecological field, ensuring that there's an appropriate flow of nourishment, not just from the landscape to the human inhabitants, but from the human community back to the local earth. Caught up in a mass of abstractions, our attention hypnotized by a host of human-made technologies that only reflect us back onto ourselves. It is all too easy for us to forget our carnal inherence in a more than human matrix of sensations and sensibilities. Our bodies have formed themselves in delicate reciprocity with the manifold textures, sounds, and shapes of an animate earth. Our eyes have evolved in subtle interaction with other eyes, as our ears are attuned by their very structure to the howling of wolves and the honking of geese. To shut ourselves off from these other voices, to continue by our lifestyles to condemn these other sensibilities to the oblivion of extinction, is to rob our own senses of their integrity and to rob our minds of their coherence. We are human only in contact and conviviality with what is not human. Only in reciprocity with what is other do we begin to heal ourselves.
Ecologist and philosopher David Abram used to make his living as a professional sleight-of-hand magician. He tells of working at a restaurant in New York City where he would go from table to table, performing coin tricks and amazing the guests. Guests would sometimes leave the restaurant only to come right back in and demand what he had done to them.
Everything looks different, they would say. The colors are more vivid. The whole world seems shimmering and alive. Did you put something in my drink? No, David Abram would reassure them. That is simply the effect of magic tricks. Your senses were fooled, your expectations defied, and now they are awake. Your being has come alive. As we heard in our reading earlier, David Abram traveled to study traditional magic in Southeast Asia. He studied the roles of the healers, the shamans, those medicine people who lived often at the edges of the village. And in their world, sleight of hand magic is not divorced from the magic performed at rituals of healing. It's not separate from the methods of communication with the plant and animal kingdoms. Shifting our senses and our consciousness is part of the work of these traditional healers, and indeed it is a necessary practice for coming into right relationship with the natural world. Have you felt those moments when the world shifts into a shimmering, wondrous focus? When everything seems vibrant and humming with life? Perhaps you felt it this morning. For most of us, though, these moments of coming alive, of being fully in our animal body, can be few and far between. Many of us in our culture move about with dulled senses, distracted minds, and layers of psychological armor that serve as barriers between us and the rest of the living world. It's not our fault. Everything in our culture is designed to keep us out of our bodies and out of relationship with the more than human world. But what if coming back into a relationship with the earth requires us to be in our bodies in a profoundly different way? What if deepening our relationship to the earth is a threat to the powers that be? What if being in our animal bodies and deeply engaged with our senses is the antidote to the world's woes? Coming alive demands everything from us, but we receive everything in return. Let's back up for a moment and examine what I mean when I talk about coming alive. I believe those people coming out of the restaurant after seeing David Abram's coin tricks experienced a taste of something that goes much deeper than a fleeting moment of sensory delight. In those moments, the restaurant goers, after seeing David Abram's coin tricks, become not mere observers of a world that serves as a backdrop for human drama. Instead, they become participants in a living world of which we are only a small part. They experienced a gateway to belonging, and one that has profound implications for all of us. To understand what happened to those people, I think about the brain, specifically the default mode network. I first learned about this area of the brain from Michael Pollan's book on mind-altering substances, in which he describes how researchers found that patients on psilocybin had dramatically reduced activity in the default mode network on brain imaging scans. Essentially, the default mode network is a system of connected brain areas that show increased activity when we aren't paying attention. When we're not engaged in any particular activity, we're just daydreaming or lost in thought, the default mode network is having a party. And when we go on autopilot, such as can happen when driving to work or completing a familiar task, that's the default mode network kicking in. And it's easy to live much of our lives this way, not really remarking on the world around us. But when our awareness is brought to the present moment through mindfulness or magic or mushrooms, the default mode network quiets down. It's then that we might experience a sense of connection or relationship with the world around us. We briefly lose our sense of separateness. When the default mode network is quiet, we're actually living our lives and being in our bodies rather than distractedly allowing our lives to pass us by. In this state, present and in our bodies, the world comes to life. How profoundly awesome it is just to be in the present, inhabiting ourselves. Why don't we just do it all the time? Well, it's not always pleasant to be with our present experience, is it? Let's hear a little bit more from David Abram. He writes, "Corporeal life is indeed difficult. To identify with the sheer physicality of one's flesh may well seem lunatic. The body is an imperfect and breakable entity, vulnerable to 1,001 insults, to scars and the scorn of others, to disease and decay and death. And the material world that our body inhabits is hardly a gentle place. The shuddering beauty of this biosphere is bristling with thorns. Generosity and abundance often seem scant ingredients compared with the prevalence of predation, of sudden pain and racking loss. Carnally embedded in the depths of this cacophonous profusion of forms, we commonly can't even predict just what's lurking around the near boulder, let alone get enough distance to fathom and figure out all the workings of the world. We simply can't get it under our control. Small wonder, then, that we prefer to abstract ourselves whenever we can, imagining ourselves into theoretical spaces, less fraught with insecurity, conjuring dimensions more amenable to calculation and control. We slip blissfully into machine-mediated scapes, offering ourselves up to any technology that promises to enhance the humdrum capacities of our given flesh. And sure, now and then we'll engage this earthen world as well, as long as we know it's not ultimate, as long as we're convinced we're not stuck here. And thus do we shelter ourselves from the harrowing vulnerability of bodied existence. But by the same gesture, we also insulate ourselves from the deepest wellsprings of joy. We cut our lives off from the necessary nourishment of contact and interchange with other shapes of life, from the antlered and loop-tailed and amber-eyed beings whose resplendent weirdness loosens our imaginations, from the droning of bees and the gurgling night chorus of the frogs and the morning mist rising like a crowd of ghosts off the weed lot. We seal ourselves off from the erotic warmth of a cello's voice or from the tilting dance of construction cranes against a downtown sky overbursting with blue, from the errant hummingbird pulsing in our cupped hands as we ferry it back out the door and the crimson flash as it zooms from our fingers. End quote. So coming alive, it offers a wellspring of joy, but also requires us at times to be immersed in rivers of pain. It's an uncertain, precarious thing, this being mortal. And this is what I mean when I say coming alive demands everything from us, but we receive everything in return. It asks us to give up our numbing and distractions and feel deeply. And what are you all thinking? Does it sound worth it? To come home to our animal body in this way? Or even if it is the key to belonging, is the suffering involved too great a price to pay? What happens if we just skip the whole thing? Can we opt out? Well, that's exactly what we have been doing as a culture, haven't we? We only have to look around us to see the consequence of disconnecting from our animal bodies and thus removing ourselves from direct relationship with the earth. Mass incarceration and anti-trans laws, the criminalization of immigrants, and control of women's bodies, the global ecocide, the commodification of everything under the sun. None of it would be possible, surely, if human beings were truly in their bodies and alive. Participants in a living world could not act this way. But we have divorced ourselves from the earth and its beings, including one another. Coming alive demands everything from us, but we receive everything in return. And it's okay to be clear to lean into our coping mechanisms. Not here to shame anyone for how they cope. I'm personally a fan of sitting on the couch with a pint of ice cream and just eating it right out of the container. It's pretty great. But how did we get here? How did we come to live in a culture that is so profoundly alienated from the natural world and the lives of the humans and non-humans? And why isn't being fully alive our default way of being? I've recently been reading The Women by Kristen Hanna, detailing the service of women officers during the war in Vietnam. She vividly describes the main character, Frankie, returning from a devastating war and struggling to integrate back into civilian life. She doesn't know who she is. She feels a burning rage inside her. And Frankie is struggling to find any meaning or purpose after having seen so much violence. After working every day to save lives as a nurse in horrific conditions, Frankie is understandably deeply traumatized. She's alienated from herself and unsure if the skills she has gained and who she has become have a place in the world at all. In one scene, she tells another veteran that she too served in Vietnam, and he looks at her and says, "So we're both the walking dead then." And she feels horribly seen in that moment. In a lesser way, I think we're all a bit like Frankie, the walking dead. Because we're living in a traumatized society, and the unhealed wounds of generations keep us alienated from ourselves and from our world. And it's that inner disconnect that allows for so much damage to occur. The amount of trauma we collectively hold in this world is staggering. Yes, it's overwhelming to consider. But my friends, we are not to despair. Because there is a deeper truth here. That underneath all of our armor and habits of numbing and distraction, there is a deeper current that cannot be tarnished by the fear and the othering that are so prevalent. And it's so simple and so profound because it starts right here in our bodies. And it starts with the truth that we are a part, that we are of this earth. As Alan Watts wrote, we do not come into this world, we come out of it as leaves from a tree. As the ocean waves, the universe peoples. We have a place here. Our bodies are good. Our lives are good. We are made to ensure the flourishing of life because all of us need all of us to survive. Let's take a look at this headline from the BBC. More than half your body is not human. What does that mean? Wow. With no other context or information, how do you interpret that headline? For me, it's a little uncomfortable. I feel a little squirmy. Let's hear a little bit of what the article says. More than half your body is not human, say scientists. Human cells make up only 43% of the body's total cell count. The rest are microscopic colonists. Understanding this hidden half of ourselves, our microbiome, is rapidly transforming understanding of diseases from allergy to Parkinson's. The field is even asking questions of what it means to be human and is leading to new innovative treatments as a result. They are essential to your health, says Professor Ruth Ley, the director of the Department of Microbiome Science at the Max Planck Institute. Your body isn't just you. No matter how well you wash, nearly every nook and cranny of your body is covered in microscopic creatures. This includes bacteria, viruses, fungi, and archaea. Professor Rob Knight from the University of California, San Diego told the BBC, "You're more microbe than you are human." Show of hands, who finds that thought delightful? I see you, a couple of you. Who wants to run away screaming right now? We don't get to opt out of being a part of this world, do we? Let's talk for a moment about soul, because that's what we are missing. Every living being has a soul. Everything has a soul. There's nothing you can find on this earth that doesn't have a soul. And yet, as humans, when we are denied the opportunity to come alive, we miss the chance to know our soul. And before you think I've gone all metaphysical on you, let me tell you what I mean by soul. I'm inspired here by Bill Plotkin's definition of soul. Plotkin is a wilderness guide and eco-depth psychologist. And he suggests that soul is simply this: our place and purpose within our ecosystem, our unique niche in the family of all things. So again, soul in this context is a person or a thing's unique innate niche in the earth community. Coming alive demands everything from us, but we receive everything in return. And it's by not having soul, it's by not knowing our place in the family of things that we have gotten where we are today. And we have no hope of finding our souls, my friends, if we're not willing to first get into our bodies. We must be willing to experience the wonder and the awe and the fear and the heartbreak. A more beautiful world is possible, a world that centers soul and supports each of us on our journey of coming alive. And if you're not sure where to start on this journey to belonging, remember the key is with you all the time. Your body is always right here. And yes, it can be hard and painful and messy, but it offers you a path towards your own soul. Coming alive demands everything from us, but we receive everything in return. And so I invite you to find a sit spot in the coming week. A sit spot is a place where you can go and, you guessed it, sit. Ideally a place outside where you can be with trees or other plants with minimal distractions, and just sit and observe, focusing on your senses. The idea is to keep your focus on your body and on the life around you. And pick one tree or flower or patch of grass to hold your attention. And I challenge each of you to find a sit spot and visit it, maybe around the same time each day. Maybe 6 separate times, 5 to 10 minutes each. Could be 6 days in a row or once a week or twice a week, whatever works for you. But to sit and observe, to be still and to allow yourself to take in this place. And after a few times, you may come to your spot with a question on your heart. This can be something you're struggling with or wondering about. And to just hold your question loosely, touching your mind to it like brushing a feather across a cheek. And then let it go while you observe and listen for an answer. And if getting outside isn't accessible, maybe find a potted plant to sit with or a tree to gaze at out the window. Make it your own. In the book, The Women, that I mentioned earlier, Frankie attends the opening of the Vietnam War Memorial, which opened a decade after her time in service. And after struggling with alienation and the contempt of their fellow Americans, the vets at the memorial that day were deeply impacted. At the event, Frankie and other veterans listened to a speech, and they heard words they had been longing for years to hear. Welcome home. And isn't that what we all need? A welcome home to the living world that's in and around us. Do you believe that coming into our animal body is the key to belonging? There is a larger living world ready to embrace us. We may find ourselves falling through the stars, swimming in a wondrous river of sensation. We may find ourselves navigating the wilderness of grief, buffeted by storms of pain we spent our lives keeping at bay. But what lies on the other side? Everything. The whole world in its great splendor, and a place inside of it, a you-sized puzzle piece just waiting for you to come home. Coming alive demands everything from us, but we receive everything in return. Our minds, our bodies, and indeed our souls are coherent only in relationship with this living world. And in this great big world, there is a home made just for you. And it's right here in the soles of your feet. I invite us into a musical moment together.
There is a movement. There is a higher sound. There is a hollow, glittering underground. there is a home. So slow and sweet, and it is made for you in the soles of your feet. Oh, oh, I can hear the ancestors singing. Oh, 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 calling every moment into life. Oh, the grief and rage will leave us gleaming till there's nothing left to do but shine. There's nothing left to do but shine. Nothing left to do but shine. Till there's nothing left to do but shine. There's nothing left to do but shine. Nothing left to do but shine. There is a light. So many guiding hands. There is a joy springing up from the land. There is a home, a place of fire and flight, and it is strength in you, smoldering in your gut. Oh, 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 I can hear the ancestors singing. Oh, 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 calling every moment into life. Oh, the grief and rage will leave us gleaming till there's nothing left to do but shine. There's nothing left to do but shine. There's nothing left to do but shine. Till there's nothing left to do but shine. There's nothing left to do but shine. There's nothing left to do but shine. They are the reason. You are the higher ground. We are the one circling all around. There is a home, a place of love and rest, and it is made for you right inside your chest. Yes, there is a home, so slow and sweet, and it is made for you in the soles of your feet.
Each month, we split our offering with a local nonprofit group doing active, tangible work to make this a better community. This month, our offering goes to SPAN, Safe House Progressive Alliance for Nonviolence. SPAN is dedicated to supporting survivors of domestic violence and their families across Boulder and Broomfield counties. SPAN provides a comprehensive network of services from emergency shelter and crisis intervention to long-term advocacy, housing support, and counseling, ensuring safety, stability, and healing. Beyond direct services, SPAN works to prevent violence through community education and engagement, building a future rooted in equity, compassion, and nonviolence. Everyone deserves a safe home. I invite you to give as generously as you are able. For those of you online, you can use the QR code or find a link in the video description. For those gathered in person, you can scan the QR code or make a donation as the ushers pass the baskets. May our gifts be used to enact justice bringing peace and love to the Boulder community. Before we close, I have two announcements. At 12 p.m., so very soon, there is a meeting in the Emerson room concerning our capital campaign information. We're offering several sessions over the next several weeks in preparation for the capital campaign vote on November 9th. And the second announcement is at 12:30 we're going to change rooms here. So the capital campaign information is going to be here in the Earth room. And then at 12:30 in the Emerson room will be the LGBTQIA and Connections meeting. Please join for connection, action, and discussion. Thank you. Will you rise now in body or spirit as we close in song?
All right, let's start by singing this, Finding My Way. It goes like this. Finding my way, 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 finding my way back home. Second one, slightly different. Finding my way, 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 finding my way back home. All together. Finding my way, 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 finding my way back home. Finding my way, 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 finding my way back home. Second part goes like this. Oh, river, I hear you, feel you calling me. Oh, river, who will I be when I reach the sea? Oh, river. Oh, river, I hear you, feel you calling me. Oh, river, who will I be when I reach the sea? Sing either part you want now. Finding my way, 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 finding my way back home. Finding my way, 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 Civil rights activist and theologian Howard Thurman once wrote, "Don't ask what the world needs. Ask what makes you come alive. And go do it, because what the world needs is people who have come alive. Your body is the gateway to belonging, and your aliveness is much needed, my friends. Go forth and join your song to the living chorus. Amen, and blessed be."